Dolphins fans, we are sponsored by RexMD. They have an amazing deal that they are offering our Dolphins today. Viewers, stay tuned because we're going to tell you about that deal later on in today's show. Talking about Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins in today's show because Dalvin Cook discussed the possibility of teaming up with DeAndre Hopkins. Dalvin Cook, of course, a Dolphins target in free agency, and him and D-Hop probably the top two remaining free agents as of now. Here's what he said on the Adam Schefter podcast. If we end up on the same roster, that would be something epic for the NFL. Everyone knows who D-Hop is. You know what you're getting out of D-Hop, and you know what he is going to bring to your roster. It's the same for me. And he was one of those guys that I was going to reach out to because, I know he's got the same mindset as me. We're trying to go win. We're trying to go on the roster and trying to go contend. Interesting. Dalvin Cook, who I think we can all agree wants to be a Dolphin, looks like he wants to team up with DeAndre Hopkins as well. Could that be in Miami? Can you imagine if the Dolphins somehow got both Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins? He might as well give the Dolphins the Lombardi Trophy right then and there if that happens. Be sure to subscribe. We're going to have you covered with all Dolphins news and rumors. If the Dolphins sign D-Hop and Dalvin, we might have to go live for 24 straight hours. I mean, it might have to be. I'm not promising that, but it's possible that we're going to go live for that long. So be sure to subscribe if you want daily Dolphins news and rumors videos. Stay in the loop by hitting that subscribe button below. If this happens, here's what the Dolphins offense would look like. Oh my goodness. Tua is the quarterback. Dalvin is your RB1. Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle, and DeAndre Hopkins is your top three receivers. D-Hop, who would be probably wide receiver 1 on most other rosters in the league, would be wide receiver 3 in Miami. Producer Coop's telling me he'd be wide receiver 2. I don't know. Jaylen Waddle is pretty good, man. But this would be the best offense of all time if you got Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins to Miami. I'm going to talk about in a second why that's probably not likely, but still, if you were able to get those two guys, add them to what is already a top 10, maybe even top 5 offense in the National Football League with Mike McDaniels, the play caller, and when you say Miami. I thought Producer Coop was going to laugh a little bit earlier at that line. Do you want to sign Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. Do you want to sign both of those guys? Let me know down in the comments. Sorry to burst your bubble after all that excitement, but this ain't happening. It's just not going to happen. I think Dalvin Cook's going to be a Dolphin. I think that's a strong possibility. But there's no way that they're going to throw a bunch of money at both of those guys, especially when you already have a really good wide receiver room. Dalvin wants to team up with DeAndre Hopkins. That could happen. I do not think that is going to happen in Miami. The Dolphins have about $13 million in cap space right now. They can afford Dalvin, but they can't afford both of those guys. It does not make sense given how good your wide receiver room already is. You have 2 top 10 receivers on the same roster. And Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, doesn't make sense to throw a lot of money at DeAndre Hopkins, and he is apparently looking for a deal similar to what Odell Beckham Jr. got, which was $18 million for a 1-year deal in Baltimore. Got a question for the fellas. Do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom? Do you wish you could have a more fulfilling sex life? Well, you're not alone. That's why we're excited to tell you about RexMD, the online source for men's wellness. RexMD offers an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for ED without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the USA, so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns you may have. So if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED, head on over to rexmd.com/chat and start your consultation today. Take advantage of their best deal they've ever offered and save up to 90% off. Only pay $2 per dosage with our exclusive link. Go to rexmd.com/chat for this limited time deal. Starter packs of generic Viagra or Cialis are now available for our listeners to get started. 90% off. Great deal. Go and take advantage. rexmd.com/chat. Again, that link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Taking a look at some possible destinations if they wanted to actually team up. I do not consider the Dolphins to be a realistic possibility here, but they could very much go to the AFC East. The Bills have been the team that have been linked to both players pretty heavily. The Patriots, they brought DeAndre Hopkins in for a visit last week. We'll talk about that for a second. The Chiefs, they might want to get better at running back and wide receiver. And then the Jets, because Aaron Rodgers is just telling, he's the shadow GM right now. Whatever Aaron Rodgers says goes. If Aaron Rodgers says he wants Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins, they will go get both of those guys, and they will still get swept by the Dolphins in the regular season. And in the playoffs, if they play them in the playoffs as well. Got the draft coming up on Thursday night. The NBA draft, we're so excited about that. Both me and producer Coop going to be heavily involved in our Chat Sports main channel coverage. That's a sublink right there. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Go and subscribe. The Heat got the number 18 pick. Producer Coop, can we put you on the mic here for a second? Will the Heat keep that pick? What do you think?
I think they will keep that pick, and they'll draft a wing, maybe a Jordan Hawkins.
Ooh, Jordan Hawkins? Nick Roloff would be very happy.
That.
He would be very happy about that. So be sure to subscribe to our main channel. That sublink in the comments in the description. We're going to be live, it's 6 Eastern? 6 Eastern on Thursday night. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Let's talk about DeAndre Hopkins, because he did visit the Patriots for 2 days last week, and all these Patriots fans on Twitter were really annoying me because they were like, take that, Dolphins. We're getting DeAndre Hopkins. We're coming after you guys. And then he didn't sign. So, and I'm still being told by Patriots fans he's going to sign. But each day goes by and he still hasn't signed. So I don't think he's going to New England. The expectation was going to sign, but he didn't. He was released by the Cardinals last month. Still a really good wide receiver. I mean, he wasn't the same guy he was in Houston. Now, you look at the stats from the past 2 years, he's only played in 19 total games the last 2 years. That's why the numbers are down. But he did play pretty well after coming back from that suspension. 712 yards in 9 games last season with 3 touchdowns. 8 touchdowns in 10 games the year prior. There's just no way Miami spends money at wide receiver. I just don't see it happening. You already have a really good room. When I look at this depth chart, I see guys that you're going to have to cut that are pretty good players. We're going to get you guys a projected 53-man roster video here in probably the next week or two. But taking a look at this depth chart, your top 6 guys are all really, really good. Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Braxton Berrios, Eric Ezukanma. I'd probably throw Chosen Anderson probably as one of your top 4 wide receivers at this point. He certainly worked his way up the depth chart with how he's looked throughout OTAs and minicamp, and then Braylon Sanders and Freddie Swain as well. So, I mean, I probably would expect them maybe to keep 6 guys. So, Craycraft, is he going to be the odd man out? Braylon Sanders is pretty good. Freddie Swain. So, you just don't need anybody else here at this point. Cedric Wilson, you could move him potentially. But it just doesn't make much sense for the Dolphins to spend a lot of money on DeAndre Hopkins right now. Where will D-Hop sign? Let me know down in the comments section. I don't think he's going to New England. I just do not see that happening. I thought that was always weird, him signing with the Patriots, because it did not end well in Houston. Bill O'Brien traded him for a Wendy's 4-for-4. I just never understood why he'd want to go play for Bill O'Brien. That was completely disrespectful, trading away one of the best players in their franchise's history in Houston for a washed-up running back and, a second-round pick. It was a joke of a trade. It's one of the worst trades we've ever seen in the National Football League. Why would you want to go play for the guy that traded you? Keep in mind, Bill O'Brien was the GM as well as the head coach in Houston when that trade went down. I just don't understand why D-Hop would want to play with him. He probably went to New England, and he was, about to sign, and then Bill O'Brien walked in the room. He's like, I'm out. bring me to Miami. Taking a look at some more realistic Dolphins free agent targets. Again, I don't consider DeAndre Hopkins a realistic target. It'd be awesome if they were able to work it out money-wise. I don't think that's possible. I think Dalvin Cook's a Dolphin. I'm still going to believe that. I think they'll work it out money-wise. Dalton Reiser's my top target is maybe your starting left guard if you can sign him. You need some defensive tackle depth. That's why I have Akeem Hicks and Ndamukong Suh here. We talked about Suh the other day. And then Taylor Lewan, why not, is maybe your right tackle. If the plan is to start Austin Jackson at right tackle, maybe you move Wynn to left guard and have Lewan kind of be a depth piece. We'll see what happens, but he's still out there and available as well. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Dolphins News. We'll continue to have you covered with Dolphins news and rumors.